Hello everyone. Um, Sorry I haven't uploaded in a few days. I don't know why. I should apologize. It's been interesting, past like half a week or so. Um, kind of up, down, all around, and a lot of healing, a lot of revisiting past memories, um, processing repressed emotions. Um, my friend, my friend's mom passed away, and um, it's stirring up a lot of emotions, memories in me of when my mom passed away. Um, I guess that's what I want to talk about today. I had an idea, just that doesn't matter. My mom. My mom was diagnosed HIV positive about 2 months after I was born. Um, the tests they do on like infants, newborns is like how they found out like I didn't have like certain antibodies or something, and that sent up red flags. It turns out I'm fine. My mom had it though. I don't know where she got it from. And, I part of delusions and things. Like I've created like entire like backstories, conspiracy theories that like my entire life has been planned out, and the past 2 years have been that on steroids. Um, Yay, schizophrenia. Yay. But I watched her, like decay for 9 years. I used to think, I had a zombie for a mom. It's like she had all like pock marks, scabs, like her fingernails were like brown. Like the medicine, it's I don't really know what it is, but you know, they had nurses coming, all the time. She was in the hospital all the time. I remember she went in like her like gallbladder exploded or something. I remember like she was always sick. I was too. Like we had to have a sterile house, so didn't really have much for an immune system. Like just going into school on a Monday was enough to make me want to vomit. Just um, she had um, an infection that led to her losing use of half her face. She had her eyes stitched up. Um, it only reinforced the whole like zombie thing, and um, and then she had it open, and she just had this dead eye. She had the she had this joke that I'm looking at you with my evil eye, and it's like traumatizing. Thanks, mom. I know I shouldn't like think negatively. It's making the best of a bad situation, but it's a haunting. The night you know, she she went to the night she went to the hospital last time. Um, her She started to really deteriorate. Um, Her mom was there, my grandma, and my she and my dad like hated each other. And they got into an argument. She scratched him because he told her to leave, and for the rest of the night she was just calling out for her mom. Like actually devolved into like an infant, toddler. I don't know. And like my dad, tried to calm her down like throughout the entire night. And, got her to finally quiet, and then like 15 minutes later she'd be at it again. He'd constantly like barge into my room and just like vent. Um, and obviously I couldn't sleep. Uh, there's one time that she was calling out, and like my dad like wasn't there. I don't know where he was. I think he may have like just been sleeping. He got earplugs or something, and then but like he didn't like go check on her, and so like she was just yelling, and I get up, I go in and check on her, and she's naked, just I go in and I try and help her. I just like the call of the void, like when you're just like standing on like a tall like building or something, this little voice says jump. Yeah, I had that, like, look at her. Hmm. And little 9-year-old me did. She saw that, and she yelled out, "You are no son." One of the key pieces in my gender issues. And we eventually brought her into the hospital. Um, like I think she wanted to go home. She actually like fought my dad in the car. Um, and like she like tried to escape while at the hospital, and I just remember being in like my fuzzy purple pajamas, like trying to sleep in a little chair. I remember like her tossing and turning, and then like just having like all these sore marks on like her back and behind, and yeah, I just a lot of like her growing up with that, and these memories, it makes me uncomfortable around women, just because like I just associate disease with that. And then I remember, coming back to like visit a few days later. No, actually, let's rewind a little bit. I remember my grandpa came and got me from the hospital. I remember crying in his truck, and like him like telling me it's all right to let it all out. I remember getting back home, and then like a switch flipping in my mind. Um, I that's like the first like mania I had. It's like I don't need sleep. I'll just go up and down the stairs 1,000 times. Um, and so I visited her a few days later. Next day, I don't even like. I remembered that I said to myself, I will always remember this timeline, like every minute. And obviously, as time goes on, you forget. But I remember going back and my dad telling me that she was gonna die. And I knew this, like I've known that my whole life. I remember having discussions about that when I was like 5. Um, and like I just remember, feeling it, for the first time, and just grabbing onto my dad, just latching on, crying. And she was pretty much in a coma at this point. Um, I remember the night she actually died. I was upstairs. I was playing Rayman 2, and I already knew it. Like I already knew it. I felt it. Like I just knew. And when my dad came, like I was like in denial. Like I was just, oh, let me get to the next checkpoint. No, just let me keep playing. And then eventually, like I obviously stop, and we go downstairs. He sits me on the sofa, he tells me, even though I already know, like it still hits me like a ton of bricks. I just latch onto him again and start crying. And I remember, a lot about that. Um, I remember I got a few weeks off of school. Um, I remember being happy that I had an excuse to play video games, and I also remember I kind of avoided spending time with my mom near the end of her life, which is a fact that my dad would throw at me anytime he was mad, which traumatizing in itself. And it was just like a coping mechanism, a way to escape reality. And I had a video game addiction for most of my childhood, adolescence. Um, and I remember going back to school. I remember I remember getting a ton. Every kid in my class made a card, like a handmade card. Some of them were really touching. Other ones, like I've never talked to you, and this is the most generic thing ever. But not judging or anything. I just remember thinking things while going through them. Um, and I remember going back to school, and then I was always, kind of the weird kid, the kind of the spaz. I didn't fit in, wasn't on the same wavelength. I always felt like no one ever told me the rules, what was cool, what I should be doing. I was just like in my own world, and I got bullied a lot. And then when I came back, like everyone wanted to be my friend, and like I from that time on, like I saw through like normal social discourse. I obviously didn't think of it in that terms, but like I had perspective of like how things worked, like how people worked. Like I understand like um, Holden Caulfield's like everyone's a phony. Like I saw the world like kind of that way where um, everyone is a mask, and it's affected me in ways that I can't really put into tangible terms. Like it changed how I socialize. Um, I remember there were four lunch tables for like each class or each grade, whatever, and like there were two boys tables, two girls tables, and I always sat at the one boys table, and it was you know it, not like the nerds, but there was the cool kids table, and then there's everyone else, and I primarily said everyone else. But after that, I switched over to the cool table, and like jumped back and forth. I became kind of nomadic, which makes sense from like a trauma, like PTSD standpoint. Um, like one of if your entire village just gets wiped out, and you know our ancestors, if like their entire village got wiped out, they would have to become nomadic. If their family got killed, if their tribe got killed, if something really traumatic happened, it would um, require picking up and try to reintegrate into a new social group, new tribe, whatever. And like it's interesting, like seeing how that played out with me, and um, like entering into middle school. Um, like I had my first crush, and like there was kind of a void in me, and I like it's kind of like trying to bite your own teeth. You can't really describe that, but that first crush, like it was just an object of desire. It was something to fill that void. It was something that like I needed. I needed that. Like I needed love, and like I you know with like the abandonment issues and like fear of rejection, like everything that comes with like loss of your mother. Like I couldn't like ask her out. I couldn't do anything. Like I was just crippled emotionally, and so it just became watching from afar. And, like once I realized like nothing was gonna happen with that, I just switched it. Oh, now this girl. Oh, now this girl. Oh, now this girl. And it just like I don't know how to like I didn't know how to love like actual love because you have to love yourself before like you can love other people. And like I didn't know that. I didn't know like how to love myself. I hated myself. I'm getting over that hate of that self-loathing and thinking to um, like revisiting like these memories. Like I haven't like I can remember the things that happened, like the events. I can visualize them, but I can't. I have not been able to like go back and feel and process and let those repressed memories play out in their entirety. Um, and then a strange series of events like either the Illuminati slash CIA slash whatever is reprogramming me, or we're in a simulation. It's A or B at this point. But like just a strange series of events have like constantly been like moving me closer to um, like revisiting those memories, and this just is accumulation of that. Um, it it just strange how like an event can so completely change you know everything. I was saying like in the beginning, I had this idea. After I had a few days of like kind of being low, mopey, not really creative at all. I was gonna come back and I was gonna just since I'm a juggler, I'll just do juggling every video and just talk over that. And like I had this plan. I was about to film something, and then like I get a message on Discord. My friend just spilled like this huge expose of what happened. It just brought me back to everything. I felt everything. I don't know like what this means. I've been, coming more into terms of loving myself and accepting myself for who I am, you know, and being willing to express that instead of, hide and repress it, and like having those emotions discharge. I feel free. It's like this huge weight has been lifted. I I'm still kind of reeling. Like this literally happened like 20 minutes ago, and we're 18 minutes 30 seconds. Like 25 minutes ago, something like that. I don't know, but like it just got some gears turning. I miss her. Never really got to say goodbye. I'll never know what a normal life is like. But I think, I'm starting to connect the pieces, the fragmented pieces of my mind, and reconnect them. And I'm thinking I'm happy. I'm grateful. I can't imagine living any other life because this path I've been on, and I've traveled this journey, has shown me things about the human character, about myself, about love that I don't think many people fully realize or actualize. I want to bring that to them because I can feel, I can feel this light, this love. I feel the light of God. I can feel it. And the world needs that. Now more than ever, the world needs love. And now more than ever, I am love.